Over the last week I have been researching existing idents for TV channels and TV production companies in order to create my own original channel or production company, and to also come up with my own original ident. From my research I have created 5 different ideas and designs for my production company, which I have named Anchor Productions / Studios. The first idea that I had come up with is an anchor rising out of the sea. The ident would start with sat in the water, and then a couple of bubbles start appearing at the surface of the sea underneath the gull, and then all of a sudden an anchor launches up from underneath the seagull, and then it goes into the sky and then crashes back down into the sea, but this time it stays there and just floats and bobs up and down with the waves. The name of the production company will be placed at the bottom of the anchor in the smiley face bit, I don't know what to say, in black bold writing, so it would look like it's been engraved onto the anchor and it'd be like stand up quite well. The second idea that I had was to have a ship sailing across the ocean in a big sort of storm. The ship would be battling through all the big waves, and then it would come across a massive wave that would just be too big for it and destroy it, and then once the storm has died down, all the pieces from the wreckage would come together and form the words of Anchor Productions. I think that would look quite cool. The third idea that I had is set on a beach and shows TVs on holiday, because they didn't get a break these days. One TV goes into the water for a swim but gets into trouble, so a ring buoy is thrown out to it. Anchor Productions would be written around the outside of the buoy and pulls the TV to safety. The production company's name would be written in big bold white writing to make it easier to be seen against the red background of the buoy. The fourth idea is to have a family sitting in their living room just chilling and watching TV, and then all of a sudden the Anchor Productions anchor comes crashing through the ceiling and lands on their TV, crushing it in half, and the family are left sitting there staring blankly at the anchor on top of their smashed up TV. The name of the production company is placed at the bottom of the anchor in black bold writing and would look like it's been engraved onto the anchor. And the fifth final idea is that lots of everyday objects would come together to form the Anchor Productions lettering, and also with the anchor floating around in the sea, which would all be filmed in stop motion. Overall, out of all 5 of my ideas, the one that I personally prefer is the fourth idea. I like that idea because it adds a bit of comedy to the ident, which shows what the channel is about. It also connotes that the Anchor Productions is better than other production companies and should be the one that you watch because it smashes up the TV. However, I think that the fifth idea would be a lot easier to make due to it has easily obtainable resources and I'm not currently trained in the sort of CGI animation that would be needed to make the fourth idea. My least favourite one is the first one because compared to the others it's quite boring and doesn't really grab the audience attention.
They were really good ideas. I just have some questions. What typography would you use? Like what font and why?
The typography that I wanted to use, like the font that I'd use, would be, I don't know how to say it, Orator STD I think, because it looked quite nice on the anchor. It looked like quite like sort of an engraved sort of style. I think it looked quite nice, yeah.
What resolution would you have and why?
The resolution would be 1080p, as it's a higher quality, it would be easier to put down into lower quality if needed to.
Do you have like any specific colours you use?
As my production company is Anchor Productions, I would sort of go with a nautical theme, so I'd be using reds, blues and whites in most of them.
How big would it be, like on screen?
The typical size of the aspect ratio would probably be 16:9, as then it would be easier to shorten it for smaller screens.
Would it be analog or digital?
It would be digital, so then it'd be easier to convert into other options.
How will it adapt?
It's not likely to be used for radio transmissions, but if so, you'd be able to put in sound effects, so the audience would be able to tell what is happening without visualising it.
Very good.
Oh,